When you know that you are queer, but your favorite drink is beer, that's gayish. You can bottom without stopping, but you can't stand going shopping, that's gayish. Oh, gayish, you're probably gayish. Well, life's just too short for narrow stereotypes, so it's gayish. We're also gayish. It's Gayish with Mike and Kyle.
Hello, everyone in the podcast universe. This is Gayish.
The best sounding podcast since that episode of Getting Curious where JVN took a rod up their dick.
Oh. That was a journey. I'm Mike Johnson.
Sounding.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, we got the play on words?
Yeah.
Shit. I shouldn't. It's never funnier when you... I'm Kyle Getz.
And we're here to bridge the gap between sexuality and actuality.
The Sounders. I never thought about our soccer team.
Oh
no, boys.
Yeah.
Do you know what you signed yourself up for?
Yeah.
And you thought the locker rooms couldn't get any hotter.
Yeah, tryouts are real weird.
Mm-hmm. Weird, then painful, then so good.
Yep.
Today, this is not what we're talking about. What we are talking about...
Come.
Spell cum. It's the delicious way.
Yeah. We're going to talk about cum.
Thanks to you all, the voters.
Yeah, you voted.
All the voters. What?
Yeah, all the voters. So we did, once a month we throw a poll out there and our gap bridgers get to decide, but there's also, if there's a tie, then we have a tie-breaking poll that all of our Patreon supporters
$5 and up. Anyone who gets the bonus audio gets a say. Then if there's a tie in this month, there are such a limited number of that gap bridger level that get to decide or at least vote on an episode every month. That this time it was a tie. And we had to look to the overwhelming winner of that poll, the $5 and up poll, which was defo cum.
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely cum.
It was so much cum.
Yep. I was pushing for a Freak Flag February poll, and so we had cum and furries, and macrophilia. Maybe
the least under. Well, we had giants.
Yeah.
So giants. I don't know that everyone. We could have. We probably would have left it open to go in many different ways. But there's a either vor or growth or baseball team fantasy that someone could have.
Yeah.
That would have loved that.
Yeah.
Too bad. This time.
Too bad I lost.
You lost. I won.
And Kyle won with cum.
Wins again. Always count on cum.
You can bet the cum when you're playing craps.
You always bet on cum.
Always bet on cum. But first, here's the news.
Shut your mouth hole. It's time for your ear holes. News.
Okay. News the first, Kyle.
I'm ready.
TikTok has updated its community guidelines to ban dead naming, misgendering, and misogyny. The changes were announced Tuesday as part of a broader update designed to promote safety and security on the platform. The app will remove content that promotes disordered eating and further restrict content related to dangerous acts, but the headline maker here is dead naming, misgendering, and misogyny.
Did you say disordered eating?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Apparently there's the TikTok both has people that are like, if you want to do an eating disorder, here's how you do it.
Oh.
Here's some tips and tricks.
Yeah.
Or mukbang stuff. Like,
what's that?
Isn't that what it's called when some dudes jerk off while this chick eats 8 Big Macs?
Oh, mukbang?
Mukbang is an online audiovisual broadcast in which a host consumes various quantities of food while interacting with the audience.
I mean, okay.
I mean, or maybe mukbang is just a euphemism for cum. We'll find out later.
We hint. We never did. That is clearly not the part that we were meant to talk about, but I just struggle with I very much believe in harm reduction strategy. So just giving people no information, they're gonna fuck it up. But I also don't want there to be here are the 5 easy tips to have an eating disorder. So
Yep. Last year, a report by GLAAD said TikTok and other top social media sites are all, quote, effectively unsafe for LGBTQ users. Truth.
Yes. And it was the same of, to be fair, of like all social media, YouTube, Twitter, like Facebook, just it's all unsafe. That's part of some of the challenges in like being in a digital like thing. That's where users are. That's where everyone is. So to like, you can't tell LGBT people, you can't like, don't be on those because they're shitty to like, you don't want to support those companies. It's shitty. Like, okay, great. Then we just won't have any presence on the top networks where everyone is.
Right.
Like, that's not a great solution.
Right. We should take over 4chan. What do you...
that's the real opportunity. That is the ultimate, like, you find someone at like, like he drunk at a shitty gay bar and you're like, you know what? He's like slapping some other dude in the face and you're like, he could love me. Like, this God. Is your like...
Oh, man. Yeah, so no misgendering or dead naming allowed on TikTok according to the new guidelines. And in case people don't know, because maybe they don't, dead naming is when you use the name that a trans person was assigned at birth instead of the name that they have selected for themselves as part of their transition.
Yeah, there's so few reasons that you need to do that.
Right.
Like, there's so few times when it comes up. And there are such easy solutions if you're like, there's no other way. Like, there are usually very often easy ways around it. So,
yep. Okay. So thanks, TikTok, for kind of cleaning it up. I bet you still suck.
Yeah.
News the second.
Yeah.
Amira Despain has made history as the first Black trans model to work with Victoria's Secret. She also came from TikTok, which is funny. TikTok star.
Interesting.
Yeah. She's known on social media as XOXO Amira. Confirmed the collaboration in a heartfelt post on Instagram, where she also showed off some of beautiful Victoria's Secret items. That is not a sentence. pinknews.co.uk. Where she also showed off some of Victoria's Secret items for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad if she was like wearing Spencer gift lingerie and she's like, I'm so excited. Yeah. I'd be like, oh no. So that's fair.
She, was wearing a stunning red corset and matching lipstick and shared that she was honored to be the first Black trans woman to work with the lingerie brand. Quote, as a kid, I only dreamed of being a part of Victoria's Secret, she wrote. Valentina Sampaio paved the way, and it's such an honor to continue that legacy on the first day of Black History Month. Valentina Sampaio being the first trans model on Victoria's Secret, but she wasn't Black. She's 25 years old and posted on Valentine's Day today.
Oh, we're recording this on Valentine's Day because our true love is hearing ourselves talk.
Yep. So happy right now.
God, we're just loving this. This is I don't jerk off anymore. I just do podcasts.
Amira Despain gave her top tips on how to enjoy romantic holidays as a single person.
Oh, yeah?
Captioning the video, Best Love is Self-Love. In the video, she took viewers along on an indulgent day out for people who are spending the holiday on their own. Her day began with putting on makeup, styling a gorgeous red Victoria's Secret corset, and even doing her hair so she can feel like a baddie. Then she took herself out on a date to one of her favorite restaurants and chowed down on a grilled cheese plus a cinnamon bun while reading a book. Bought herself some roses, blah, blah, blah. I'm very happy for the Valentine's Day that you had for yourself, Amira.
And still somehow you sound jealous.
I do.
I'm jealous that you're dating yourself.
Quote, I want to empower young trans women and men around the world to show them that the beauty and fashion industries are changing, especially if you are a POC. I'm so grateful to work with Victoria's Secret and hope this paves the way for those after me.
That's great. Congrats.
Yeah, great. News the last?
Yeah.
Okay. News the last. So Manchester Pride, which is one of the largest pride festivals in the world, announced that after a bunch of backlash last year over its mission and finances, they announced that this year they will, quote, refocus efforts back onto our activist roots. And MCR Pride Live, which is the music festival portion, is canceled. some of the backlash that they got was that they were focusing too much on celebrity and spectacle and music and not on what Pride is about ultimately, which is fighting for gay rights and remembering Stonewall. Yeah, the Youth Pride MCR, Family Pride MCR, and the Human Rights Forum are still taking place. They've been identified as the more important parts of Manchester Pride, but MCR Pride Live will not go ahead. They're still having their parade. They had a bunch of meetings throughout the year with the queer community, local LGBT plus businesses and venues, and yeah, they're working on making ticket prices cheaper, because that's one of the huge problems in Europe, especially, I think, is that Pride festivals are just like ridiculously expensive, and you can't go if you don't have like €100 or whatever.
And like a part of the challenge is, especially if you're working on the rights of multi-intersectional communities that face the most challenge within, so people of color and, you know, trans or non-binary and HIV or, you know, whatever, like they're not the ones that can afford it, and gay white men can. So like, it very easily, like, and that's just, you know, one of probably so many things that like it turns into like, who is this for? And we've done this in the past where gay white men have kind of taken the reaped the rewards and ran with them and left other people behind. And I think I, you know, woke up to that recently. I think people are waking up to that. I know, like, UK Black Pride, they had to like make a clarification about, I forget what other group was like, yeah, we're working with UK Black Pride this year, and they were like, no one has talked to us. No, like we're not at all. Like, there's, you know, I don't know, we need to do a much better job year round, and particularly in Pride, of like, the point of this is fighting against people that don't believe we should have rights. So like, I'm fine with a party and getting drunk and like there's celebrations and we can bring people in ways that are fun. Like, that's when we're kids, we have Christmas, and that's like, you know, you get presents, and then eventually you learn that, like, you know, Santa was the love you had for your parents, you know, or like whatever, right. Like, you know, like there are ways in that then you realize, but you have to have that activism piece and that focus on the people within our community that need the most support, right? Fighting for their rights, the people that are being attacked. And I think we've let it get away from us. Yep.
Yeah, I agree. And part of their message here was saying, quote, first and foremost, we're a campaigning charity fighting for equality and opportunities for LGBTQ plus individuals across Greater Manchester, and the response from across our communities corroborates that position. That's why we're going back to our roots. Our Pride celebration is about protest. I think it's okay, like you said, to sing and dance and be a little naked, but maybe also like do the other stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah, like there shouldn't be a fee that like that could be covered by other things.
Yep.
And
Yep. And that's the news.
Well, I take pride in the fact that the following Patreon members have supported us.
Great.
For mere days.
Great.
Thank you to our new Patreon members, Lauren and Alex. Do you want to guess what Lauren's last name is?
Nanjiani.
Great. Probably it. Can you imagine if you were right? God, the rare.
That's like getting the first try on Wordle.
Yeah.
Green. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Whoa, I'm so smart somehow. Yeah. Alex Lesieux.
What?
Lesieux. Lou Pultain.
Poutine?
Almost. Boy, I'm hungry. Sabrina Long and Gemma Pembury. Thank you to our new Patreon members. If you want to join us, support us, go to patreon.com/Gayish podcast.
Do it.
Do you want to talk about cum?
Oh my God, Kyle.
We have one of our member that like Patreon members that is also active in Discord that like Furries has been up in the mix multiple times.
Yeah.
And never wins. We'll do it someday.
Yeah, someday.
You know, it's interesting. We like there's so many topics. Like furries is one that's like it's been right on the cusp enough that we'll, like, at some point we need to do that. But like, there's been so many different ones. Like people were talking about in Discord, like going back to foreskin, because we talked about, like, ended up accidentally just talking the whole time about circumcision. Like there's your app makeover. There's just so many things that we need to go revisit. So
also feet will happen someday.
Wow. Wait, did that come up somewhere?
Yeah, it's been in the poll, I think, a couple of times.
Oh, has it?
And we have some aficionados on Discord.
Thanks, I hate it. But that's not what this is about. This is for the cum
sluts.
lovers, the cum guzzlers. I taught one of our friends in the D&D group the word cum pig.
Cum pig? Yeah, great.
It was enough to where, like, the next time we got together, he was like, cum pig. So yes, I have a lot to say about cum.
Okay.
But I'll let you presumably start, and I'm nervous about the next words out of your mouth.
Kyle, I'm going to talk about the history of cum.
No, you're not. That's not a thing. That makes no sense. Try again. Say a different thing. That's better.
So I am going to talk about, like, the biology and some of the science about cum, and that is the history of cum, because all animals reproduce sexually. There are some animals that can also reproduce asexually, but our entire kingdom can reproduce sexually, and that means somebody's coming. And
hot.
Yeah. So I wrote
only one species high fives about it.
I wrote in all caps here in my notes, nature is obsessed with cum.
Is it?
Yes.
It's natural.
It's natural.
I got it. It's just natural. I was born this way. I was born obsessed with cum. I was born from cum, with cum, and to cum.
No. I also have in my Google history now, how much semen does a horse make? So
how much semen does a horse make, Mike?
About 50 milliliters per ejaculation.
I don't know what a milliliter is.
Yeah, so let's see. If I do 50 ml in cups, that's a quarter cup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so
I've gone my whole life not being sexually attracted to horses, Mike.
Great.
I'm really trying to hold on to that.
Okay, great. Sure. Yeah. Horses come a lot, Kyle. It's a lot.
Enum Claw. Okay, I got that out of the way. Okay. Let's keep going.
That dude got fucked to death by a horse.
That's what I hear from you. You haven't brought it up in a while.
I know.
Our old school fans know. Right. I don't know.
My bullshit is bullshit.
Okay, we're in it. Okay. Cum.
We're back to the cum. So it is really interesting that, like, the gonads that make sperm vary really wildly depending on the species, and the volume of ejaculate varies wildly depending on the species, and then the amount of sperm that is in the ejaculate varies wildly depending on the species. And a lot of it's just because there are these weird evolutionary pressures, selection pressures, that are applied to how much cum you make and how often you make it come out of you. Macaques, for example, are thought to devote between 1% and 6% of their daily metabolism to the production of cum. So
is that a contraction for Mike's Cox? Macaques?
Macaques.
Not your cocks, macaques.
Macaques.
Is that a species?
Yeah, they're gay-ass monkeys, I think. Yeah.
Not bonobos.
Not bonobos.
There's another species of gay-ass monkeys that we haven't talked about yet?
Apparently there are lots of gay-ass everything everywhere.
Aww.
Like, there's gay-ass birds. And
love is love. That's beautiful.
Animals make cum. Primates make a lot of cum. And it is apparently one of the leading theories as to why we jerk off. That, like, there's all of the, like, jokes and erotic fiction and bullshit about, like, oh, my balls are full, and that's not even where it's stored or whatever, but, like, that, like, you have to you got to get rid of the cum, Kyle. Like your body's making a lot of cum and you need to get rid of it.
You sound like me being desperate late at night on Scruff or something.
Yeah,
you got to get rid of the cum, bro. When we talked about was it chastity, or someone messaged us to say, like, reminder, like it's helpful for your health to orgasm, like to come and like to clean out your stuff.
Yep.
So
yeah, that's absolutely true. One place says, healthline.com says, in answer to the question, how often should a man ejaculate? 21 times per month, which that's the weirdest desk calendar now to keep.
God, how can I cut down to...
Is that like a week?
God. I guess I can spread one day out into an entire month if I really need to.
Oh, man.
That's more than I would have thought the recommended amount would have been. I would not have expected to be that much.
Apparently that's specifically looking at prostate health and the benefits of preventing prostate cancer. That seems to be the zone.
I'm going to talk a little bit more about prostate cancer.
Great. Excellent. Yeah. Excellent. I will
put a butt plug in that.
I will put a butt plug in that. Happy Hole Toys.
Every time we say put a butt plug in that, brought to you by Happy Hole Toys. I wonder if they'd pay us for that. I don't know.
Here's just a bunch of fun questions I found about cum science. Here we go.
Wow, you said all. Is it just because the topic is cum that so much of what we said is like, it's just every sentence is like dripping? Like that was a big thing. That was a lot. Okay,
yeah.
It's a horse-sized ejaculate of a sentence.
Exactly.
Okay.
What animal produces the most sperm?
Oh God, my next boyfriend. I don't know.
Among the largest ejaculates relative to
Rhino.
body size belongs to the boar sus scrofa, so it's a pig.
Oh.
Leupold said that males of this boar seem to produce ejaculates of over 50 billion sperm, which is well over 100 times a human ejaculate. Like that cum shot's loaded.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that why we call them cum pigs? Is there like something connected to like I just think for some reason cum pig, I just think of pig like, oh, they want it, but like that doesn't mean, why would pig mean that?
Yeah.
Or like pigs eat the slop from the trough, like that. I don't
apparently pigs can come up to 500 milliliters, which is over 2 cups.
Fuck.
Yes, they do.
Who knew that this episode was also brought to you by math?
Yeah.
I didn't know we had to do conversions on this.
Oh, girl, you have no idea.
Really?
What's in store for you.
What? I also heard this thing that like pigs like can orgasm like for 30 minutes or something.
I've heard that too. Is that in here?
God, I can't just keep mentioning rumors or things that I've heard that I didn't look up at all. That's like the worst podcast ever.
What animal has the smallest sperm? Can you get sick from sperm? What's the size of a sperm?
Wait, no.
Is elephant sperm bigger than human sperm?
Wait, are you answering all these questions? Because now we need to know. Yes.
Okay.
Can you get sick from sperm? I want to know that one.
Semen is a hotbed for viruses. Scientists reported in the November issue of Emerging Infectious Diseases Journal, at least 27 viruses can live in sperm, in semen, including Ebola, Marbung, chikungunya, and Lassa fever. Doctors at the University of Oxford compiled a full list after analyzing more than 3,800 studies.
Damn.
The animal with the smallest sperm, this is not cum, but like the sperm that are in it, is the Asian elephant.
Huh.
Which goes to, are elephant sperm bigger than human sperm? No, they're not. The little wiggle guys are like the same regardless of the size. I mean, there's variation, but let's see. Does sperm make women happy? That's one of them.
Is this like a auto-generated question from something? What is the answer to this question?
Semen makes you happy. That's the remarkable conclusion of a study comparing women whose partners wear condoms and those whose partners don't. The study, which is bound to provoke controversy, showed that the women who were directly exposed to semen were less depressed.
Okay, that's a thing you can't just say without knowing without knowing more of the details.
There's no link here. There's no.
What are you looking at?
Lisbonnet.com.
Oh, I love that site. That's where I get all my science from. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That seems like a high potential for correlation, not causation kind of thing.
Maybe so. Can a dog get a cat pregnant?
No.
Absolutely not.
Okay. That's a relief.
Can humans breed with any other animals?
I don't think we should know. We should not be allowed to know that answer. No.
Probably not, it says.
Oh,
which
no.
That's like, anyway, I'm not.
What happened? What happened to us? What's going on? What are we doing?
Yeah, okay. Here's what I really want to get to is the math portion of this evening's program that I have prepared for you in advance, Kyle.
Out of all of that, that's what we selected? Okay.
Yes. Okay, here we go.
Oh, whoa, okay.
I think I've covered some of this before. But Go Ask Alice, if you're not familiar, is an awesome website. It is a service that's put on by Columbia University. It's goaskalice.columbia.edu, and they do genuine sexual health questions and the answers, and it's entertaining as fuck. Anyway, hi, Alice. Today, a girlfriend and I were discussing the nutritional value of sperm. While performing oral sex, if you swallow, I was told that it is very high in protein. However, I was also informed that it is very high in calories. This may seem like a weird question, but I would like to know what nutritional benefits are involved when swallowing, and how many approximate calories are in a man's ejaculation. Thank you for your help in this matter. P.
Okay, that did... Okay, when I... The happy thing reminds me of this, or reminds me of... cum is good for your skin. It seems like a lot of things that seem to be like, yeah, definitely take lots of cum. It's great for your mental health, your spiritual health, your physical health. It's like,
I've got some for you now. If you'd like.
Me and my horses, we both have so much cum ready for it. Yeah, it just seems like, okay, I'm a little skeptical of all the pro cum messages. Like,
just big cum. You gotta watch out for big cum. They've got their hands lubed around the necks of big mainstream media, and they're, I don't know.
No, please keep saying words in that sentence. I need you to keep that sentence going.
I can't. I need more wine.
And trickle down economics has never felt so good.
Right? It's very, very funny. I just want you to know that that's very funny.
With my dad, when you say something very funny, he says, "That's really funny," and that's when you know, like, that's when you know it's very good. You just like, yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day, Kyle. Dear P, a typical ejaculation fills up about 1 teaspoon. The actual amount is determined by a man's age, in part. Younger men usually make more semen, when he last ejaculated, and how long he's aroused before ejaculating, among other factors. Contrary to what you've heard, semen is not loaded with calories.
It's also, there's so little, like, I mean, you're not...
A teaspoon of fucking sugar isn't going to make you fat. It's fine. Each teaspoon of ejaculate has about 5 to 7 calories, and some 200 to 500 million sperm. Since sperm make up only about 1% of semen, what accounts for the other 99%? Its other ingredients include fructose sugar, water, vitamin C, citric acid, enzymes, protein, phosphate and bicarbonate buffers, and zinc. Can swallowing semen enrich a protein-poor diet? Unless you're gulping gallons of it each day. It's no substitute for real nutritious cuisine.
But what if you are, Alice? Why are you attacking my lifestyle choices? Like right there. Well, maybe... Mike, is cum keto friendly?
No, it has sugar in it.
Oh, man.
It's fine, though. It's only 7 calories or whatever. Okay.
But you can't swallow buckets of it.
I know. I feel bad for me, too. So I did a little bit of math here with some of the things that we've already talked about.
Okay.
There's 1.5 to 6.8 milliliters per load. That's the medicine says that's the range for human males. The median is 3.7 milliliters per load. 3/4 of a teaspoon is that's the middle of the road load. If you're following your prostate health advice and you're coming 21 times a month, that's 77.7 milliliters per month, which means that you come a little over 900 milliliters a year. You come about 4 cups a year.
Again, you don't know me, but that you're saying on average one comes that much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So at 6 calories a load, that's 1,134 calories, which is about 2 bottles of rosé. You come about 2 bottles of rosé worth of calories a year.
Again, not me personally. One does because I have a different amount.
Okay. Or about 3/4 of a cup of Nutella. These are the conversions I'm doing for you. So
wow, that's so little Nutella.
So like if you were dating an average dude who was all of these averages and you swallowed all of his loads,
literally every load
for a year,
which
that would be about 3/4 of a cup of
all good girls
Nutella's
do.
worth for like calorie purposes.
Would I rather have a year's worth of cum? Or no, definitely the cum. I'd pick cum over Nutella.
All right. Well,
That's not the question you asked, but I answered it.
so I did a little bit more math, and
okay.
if you start making cum at about 15 and you live to be about 85, that means you make cum for 70 years, which that means that in your lifetime you will make a little over 17 gallons of cum.
Wow.
17 gallons of cum is a little less than 80,000 calories, which is about 152 Big Macs worth. Or 35 and a half large pepperoni pizzas from Domino's.
That's so little calories. Like, especially over that amount of time. Like 152 Big Macs over that
70
long
years.
of a time. That's nothing.
Yeah.
You can make a documentary about that. It would be like unsupersize me, and then no one would like it because it would be like Boyhood, but just eating Big Macs slowly over time, and nothing changes about the person's diet or behavior.
Yep. The moral of this story:
there's not that much calories in cum.
there's not a lot of calories in cum. So if your plan is to try to live on that shit, you're gonna need a lot of it.
Challenge accepted. I don't. There's doubt in your voice.
Yeah. Do you want to tell me about some stuff?
17 gallons. I think that's much less than I would have expected.
Me too. Yeah, I thought like, I don't know, a swimming pool full of cum, like, but
don't tempt me with a good time. Is that what they do at the white party? Is that the white in the white party? Okay, I want to tell you, thank you for that.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
I just figured I would combine cum and math, and you would love it.
Boy, there's too many podcasts have combined cum and math. We're doing nothing new. I want to talk about a research study.
Okay.
But to start, I will tell you about the research studies that contain the word cum that were not what I expected.
Oh.
Study on waste heat-driven absorption. I can't say that word now.
Absorption.
Study on a waste heat-driven absorption. Why can I not say that? Absorption.
It is a weird fucking word.
Absorption. Okay. Study on a waste heat-driven absorption cooling cum desalination cycle.
Okay. Desalinization is taking the salt out of something. You take the salt out of cum. Is it actually cum?
Nothing to do with cum.
Oh.
Could not find the word cum in the study. Have no idea. I think it was translated weird. It was like, then I saw the French translation or like the French version of the title, and I was like, oh, maybe it was originally in French.
Well, but like it being French means it probably really is about cum.
Very disappointed. Yep. My journey to find a research about cum was full of disappointment, just like my journey for actual cum. Nutritional composition, anti-nutritional factors, pre-treatments, cum processing, impact, and food formulation potential of fava beans.
I was going to talk about when that dude jizzed on Jodie Foster's face.
What the fuck are you talking about?
In Silence of the Lambs, fava beans, nice Chianti. She's walking through the prison, and that dude jizzes on her face. Yep.
I did did that really happen in that movie?
Yeah, that really happened in that movie.
Wow. God, I want to go to prison. There's something like about processing or something that the word cum shows up and it wasn't an abbreviation. I don't know. Anyway, okay, I will tell you the actual study that's actually about cum. Mm-hmm. Threat of sexual disqualification, the consequence of erectile dysfunction and other sexual changes for gay and bisexual men with prostate cancer. This is a 2017 study that was published in the Archives of Sexual Behavior by Jane M. Usher, Janet Purse, Duncan Rose, Gary W. Dowsett, Suzanne Chambers, Scott Williams, Ian Davis, and David Latini. And automatically off the bat, it's interesting that like it talks about gay and bisexual men. So like, I mean, we've seen enough studies to know like bisexual men are not always included. So like, this is 2017, so not too long ago. So like, I think research has caught up to like you include like men who have sex with men in these kinds of studies, not just gay men, and so that bi men start popping up. So like,
yeah,
you've made it, bi men.
Great. Welcome.
Come well. Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Come well.
We should get like Gayish branded signs, door signs for people.
I was thinking, is there can you find a mat that says welcome and then you turn it around and it says come well? Like that would be funny.
Oh.
I should get a tattoo over my ass that says come well.
Yep.
and baby Jessica's lost. Dive in. That's one of the weirder things I've ever said. Okay. Here's the serious thing I'm going to tell you about pancreatic.
Prostatic cancer?
Nope. Prostate cancer.
Prostatic cancer. Yeah, prostate cancer.
Oh, I was thinking prosthetic.
Oh.
That's not a thing.
Yeah.
In fact, if you get cancer in your prosthetic, it's kind of pretty.
Yeah.
Bloop, bloop. Done. That would be the ideal place to get cancer, honestly. We're recording later at night. Yeah. Maybe that's it.
You've been traveling all day.
We have not drank that much to do this. Maybe it's I'm cum drunk.
Oh.
This study about cancer. Okay.
It's very serious study about cum cancer.
Gay and bisexual men, in this study, as they were talking about why they talked to and interviewed these gay and bisexual men, they talked about gay and bi men within the prostate cancer kind of community as being an invisible diversity. Gay and bisexual men in prostate cancer are invisible diversity because there's just a lot of the studies focus on straight men and or penile to vaginal sex. Mm-hmm. So when we talk about some of the challenges, they're very different for gay and bi men. Sex plays a different role in our lives than to straight people or men who have sex with women. And I'll just read this quote from the study. Most research examining the impact of prostate cancer on men's sexuality has focused on the ability to achieve and maintain an erection for penile vaginal penetration, assuming that men are in long-term monogamous heterosexual relationships and implicitly excluding the experience of single and gay men.
Yeah.
I think this is a perfect example of when you start to look at kind of the most underrepresented or kind of minority groups, it benefits everyone. Mm-hmm. So to not assume that you're in a long-term monogamous relationship, if we're gay men is the avenue in there, but like you could be an older straight man that is single or in an open relationship or like whatever, so many reasons. So like, as far as the numbers, in the US, 5,000 gay men are diagnosed every year with prostate cancer and over 50,000 gay men are living after prostate cancer treatment.
Oh, wow.
So
remember that Grey's Anatomy episode where like Meredith was trying to convince that doctor to spare the nerves out of that dude's prostate so that he could still have a sex life?
No.
It was early. I only watched like the first 5 seasons or whatever. And now that they're on season 74, I don't know what's going on anymore. But yeah. Because like the whole thing was just like, yank it all out of there. Well, if you yank it all out of there, then you can't have sex no more.
And that's a great example of like butt stuff is not as important to straight or heterosexual men. Like,
yeah.
And
also, it's one more reason why watching Grey's Anatomy is basically med school.
I'm pretty much, I have like a double PhD by now. So this study looked at, they did an online survey of 124 gay and bisexual men and 21 of their partners. They did an actual interview with 46 men and 7 partners who have had prostate cancer and gone through treatment. And a lot of the things that they reported were, what we're going to focus on one of these, but loss of libido, climacturia, which is urinary incontinence at the moment of sexual climax. I had not heard of that side effect or even that word. Loss of sensitivity or or even pain during anal sex, which is kind of what we're talking about. Non-ejaculatory orgasms. That's what we're going to talk about.
Okay, yeah.
And reduced penis size. People reported losing 1 to 2 inches of penis size. Like,
what?
I had no idea. Yeah.
I had no idea.
And like, I mean, you can imagine, like in the gay world, like penis size already, much less.
I don't want to have a single digit penis. I'm kidding.
Oh, that's funny. So I just want to first talk about some of the overall side effects that some of the participants talked about. The most striking one was Scott, who's 59 and gay, talked about erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
And he said, if I had the choice again, I would take my risk with the cancer and not have the operation.
Wow. Okay.
Which that was the most striking, like, to say like, nah, we'll go for the cancer. Like, these are big side effects that are life altering. And I think sometimes we diminish sexual health or the like sexual side effects.
We view
it
as something you can throw away. Like, because you can live without it, we assume that that's the way to go, or that it's disposable.
And I think we underestimate the role it plays in just day to day, or like the role it plays in your feelings of self-worth or confidence. You know, people reported,
or at least 21 days a month.
At least 21 days a month, yeah. So I will talk to you specifically. So there were this great study or great kind of firsthand accounts of people talking about their experiences, but I'm going to focus on the cum portion, the people that, even if they could, still get hard and have an orgasm, non-ejaculatory orgasm was a side effect.
Real quick, my grandfather, who has passed, had prostate cancer. And they said, we're not going to treat it because something else will kill you before that does. It was a very slow moving cancer. And, but what they did do was they chemically castrated him. He was on a medication that like dried all of his goodies up. Wow. And, so yeah, it's just, another example of like, well, the sexual part, get rid of that if it's in the way of this treatment plan.
Yeah.
And I also think, too, that like he was in his 80s or 70s, I think, when that happened. And the presumption is that old people don't have sex. And that's really sad, too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. For that, to just like, I don't know. My just assumption is, especially in gay men, where like you could come out later. You are not. I feel like straight people have more of these avenues to where they will get married and have a monogamous partner. And I think we have less of those assurances. And so like being sexually active and single when you're older is, I don't know, it just seems far more likely when you're gay, but that's just me saying that. I have no idea.
Yeah.
What I do know from reading this study is that of the people they talked to, 71% reported a loss in ejaculatory orgasm after treatment for prostate cancer. So I have no idea that was an option, or that, that's a majority of people had that side effect from treatment.
So orgasm, like a dry orgasm, or like no orgasm at all?
No, they had an orgasm, nothing came out.
Just like dust.
Yep. It was like a moderate cough.
Great. Okay.
Like blowing the dust off a book when you open it.
Okay.
No, I have no idea. And I wanted to read some of the comments that guys made about that experience.
Sure.
First, Greg 53 and gay said, climax doesn't feel complete without the feeling of ejaculation. And separately, lack of semen has affected me much more than I expected. It's more difficult to talk about than erection issues.
Okay.
Which erection issues, I mean, like that's something we have such a hard time with, like having a hard penis in the room. Like we've talked about that before. Like that is such a focus in sex and is a struggle for me. Sort of like anxiety and depression medication can mix together to make like I've had to struggle with this, and you add in like, so what's even more difficult than that is like that's it's crazy. They talked about in the study that
counterpoint, cleaner socks.
Okay. One person said, happy not to clean up, not happy with partner's disappointment.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
That was by Michael, 69, gay.
Nice. We're going to hell, Kyle.
Oh, for sure. but our friends will all be there.
Yeah. That's true.
They talk about coming and semen as a visible evidence of satisfaction, which I think is so interesting. As like, I know it's not even just the orgasm, but like the cum itself, like that proves to me that is evidence, tangible, lickable evidence that like a pleasure, where other things you are trusting someone that they're enjoying it. Like I like getting fucked.
Yeah. Okay.
In the butt. And I may not always come, and I still very much enjoy it, but it takes someone believing me. Like you may just have to believe me. So,
well, and it's interesting, right? Because in porn, the cum shot is such a part of the whole setup and the way it's filmed, and a lot of people I know that's the only part of the film that matters to them. But also, women don't do that. Like, sure, there's squirters or whatever, but like that's most like female orgasm on film is just a lot of like writhing and moaning, and who knows if it even actually happened, right? Yeah. And I suppose there could be the presumption of the same thing, like, oh, I'm coming, and then you don't see it.
Yeah.
And then there's like a weird disbelief there, and then a disappointment about it. Like that's like I'm trying to validate the experiences here. Like,
yeah. Have you ever faked an orgasm when you're topping?
Yeah,
me too. Why did you do it?
Because it hurt.
It hurt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He was riding me and like swiveling his hips in a way that like the head of my dick was hitting his pelvic bone, and it fucking hurt. So.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
The boniest of twinks.
Or my ex-husband. But yeah, sure. He's not a twig, I guess.
No. You didn't tell your ex-husband that it hurt? You faked an orgasm with your ex-husband?
Yeah.
Oh.
If you can't fake an orgasm with your spouse, who can you?
Oh, touche. I faked it when I was just like, I'm not going to come, but I know you want this from me, so I'm going to do this so I can stop. And like,
yeah.
You got to think that he was sitting on the toilet, like after I left, and being like,
wait a minute.
I have questions. I have no ability to get the answer because we did not exchange names and numbers. To kind of validate, like, Greg 53 Gay said, semen is important to some prospective partners. This has restricted the number of potential partners. I could see this playing into, I believe it's real, but even like you may self-limit because of your perceived like that people will need this. Arnold 57 Gay said, I'm also concerned that some guys really enjoy swallowing or a load or being ejaculated on and will be disappointed when I cannot provide that, which that like, you know, the discussion of like, where do you want me to come? Like that, like in my kind of sexting or scruff, like kind of hookup, kind of work up, like talking about that, like there's a little bit of like we're trying to do the sexy, but like are you okay with like what are you okay with, like there's some, you know, there's the sexy form of negotiation and understanding what you're okay with, but like that's part of it, like where do you want this load, like so I understand that, like there's a big focus on like what happens with the cum,
right? What happens with the cum, Kyle?
Where does cum go? All cum goes to heaven. And Andy61 said, it would be too hard to kind of disclose or to pick up somebody and say, well, nothing is going to happen on my part. You know, I can't come. So I just thought this was really interesting because, you know, this is clearly a major life-changing event that they went through, and that changed it from one to another. But I think it also speaks to kind of a bigger experience of the importance that we place on cum, especially as gay men. And I did not think of until this people talking about that even being more difficult to discuss or disclose than like ED kind of issues. And yeah, we just, there's so many different ways we put pressure on sex to be a certain thing. And it includes at least one hard penis, at least someone fucking someone, and come somewhere. Like those are kind of the things that we all believe we need. And if we don't have them, we don't like, counted as sex, or someone's a disappointment, or we don't think they had fun or something. It's a lot of pressure, but there's so many fun things.
Yeah, there's so many fun things.
So yeah. They also talked about, I wanted to mention the challenges of discussing this with their healthcare worker. The worst example I found is Gareth, 65, gay, said he talked to his doctor about a reduction in penis size, which stopped him from having sex. And his doctor said, quote, "I don't want to know anything about your sex life."
Oh.
Gareth thought that Gareth concluded because he was gay.
Yeah.
That the doctor didn't want to know, which very easy to conclude that, like, I don't know, you would think, another dude would understand a reduction in penis size and the struggle with that.
Yeah. I mean, if that doctor's a GP, that should be an ethics violation. Yes. Lose your licensure or something.
Isn't that a horrifying thing to hear?
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's 80% of the people the men they talked to had discussed changes to their sex life, things that happened after treatment, but a majority were also dissatisfied with the level of information they received, and also the assumptions of heterosexuality means they didn't always get the information that was suited for them.
Yeah. Get your shit together, doctors.
I feel like that's a common thing in studies you see where it talks about gay, bi men, or any kind of LGBT identity, is like, you got to know about LGBT people so that when someone comes to you with an issue or like whatever, you know that you have to treat them differently. That if you treat this like, oh, every man has the same issues with penis size, erections, like if you don't know top and bottom, pain, like someone reported like pain during anal sex, like because of treatment, like there's so many things that you, like, I don't know, you just might miss on or not give the right information. I feel like a lot of studies kind of end that way of like, you got to know LGBT people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's the study I got.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, cancer's not awesome.
No,
but...
no, very bad, very bad.
You did talk about cum, though.
I did talk about cum a whole bunch. And our gay men's kind of, man, we're so into cum. I'm so into cum. Maybe I should stick to me statements.
Yeah.
How do you feel about cum?
Have we arrived at the personal portion?
I don't know. We can do. I don't know. It felt like the time. Do you want some more wine to really get into?
Oh God. I do not have a like, holy shit, that's the hottest thing ever feeling about cum that I think you do, or like other people that I talk to do. I'm mostly cum neutral. I don't mind it on me or in me. I even enjoy that sometimes, like, but it's not something that I'm like after or will be disappointed if it doesn't happen. It's just, whatevs. Yeah. You're giving me the you're so wrong about that face.
Well, it's just weird. No, I should not use the word weird. This is specifically like one of the challenges of like, you have said you sometimes feel different than other gay men because like you don't have the same kind of sexual, like, this is one of those, like, don't have the same sexual kind of urges or like needs that. Yeah.
It's just, I don't know.
It's not weird.
It's just kind of hot and slimy and whatever. Like, and salty, but whatever. I don't like.
It's like we could be talking about Slimer from Ghostbusters. Like the way you're describing this does not.
Yeah. I'm
like super
into it. Yeah.
Super into it. Like I've gone through phases where I just like only looked up. I don't usually look up solo videos for porn, but make an exception if like you find like super shooters, like guys who can like hit themselves in the face, or, like, you like shoot it behind them. That's hot. I like, man, gangbangs where there's one bottom just like taking so many loads that I'm like,
real quick public service announcement to all you dribblers out there, myself included. Your cum shot is fine.
Alternate
great
view. Thrust your, like, just give your hips like
use physics to your advantage.
You gotta throw it like a baseball. Like if it's not gonna do it itself, you gotta chunk it. No, I found things like I know the right kind of combination of things, concoction that needs to happen so that I can hit my
Good, like that.
get points on the board for that one. And it's like, don't come for a couple days, be super turned on. Like there are certain things, and I like, I can like jerk off and hit my face.
I don't never shoot, but just.
What's the farthest you've gone?
Oh God,
have you hit yourself in the face before?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
High five.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, but like I very much enjoy it. It's like this is one of the great things about Through is like the constant struggle, like in my ass or on my face, and like it's like ¿Por qué no los dos?
¿Por qué no los dos? Sí.
Yeah, I think cum is super hot. I think it's fun to like the idea of like taking a bunch of loads. I listened to something I wanted to recommend. I listened to the podcast Demystifying Gay Porn, and season 2 episode 7 is called Confessions of a Cum Addict, and it is actually like this guy in the porn industry. It is actually way more hopefully like ours. Like it sounds sexual at first, but then you actually like there's information, there's depth, you learn stuff. Like they talk about the effects of the AIDS crisis on this guy's like having sex, and they talk a little bit about bug chasers. They talk about being in the closet. They talk about like having sex with straight married dudes. Like they're like they talk about a lot of things, and considering the topic, I thought it was super interesting and like a little sexual, and I just think taking a bunch of loads sounds super hot.
Yeah. Okay. One right after the other.
Ideally.
Run a train.
God, I mean, I feel like you think you're joking, but that's like, I mean, yeah.
Do you not come across very many people who aren't into it? Because I don't feel like obviously we like talk about cum and cum shots and loads. Like dudes talk to each other, and gay dudes talk about sex a lot, but like I don't feel like it's a lot. Like I don't feel like this is a common topic, and like how into cum are you is something that I've had like intimate conversations with people about, but I don't think it's like brunch conversation,
I mean, that egg white omelet gives me ideas.
Great.
a little bit runny, and I've already got some thoughts about
But do you not encounter other people who are just kind of, like I said, cum neutral?
I don't think I run into that. Or like maybe they play it up, like maybe if they find out like I start the conversation like where can I take your load, or like maybe they're like maybe I'm putting out a vibe that like says to I've never had someone respond like
come big, don't disappoint him.
I guess I've just never had I can't think of someone that was just like I'm indifferent, I think people know to even I guess if they don't care, they at least were like you pick, or I don't know, did something. So yeah, I bet I've had like sex with like cum neutral people. Or like, but I don't know, but it's fine because but they've got the cum and I want it, so they're interested in it. It's like I guess they like the parts that lead up to it, so like it's a win-win.
Give it to me. You have cum I want. Give it to me.
My ass is like Pac-Man.
Oh God, Jesus Christ. PsychologyToday.com has an article called "Does Oral Sex Have an Evolutionary Purpose?" Now, just like you were talking about with all of these studies, it's very heterocentric. But
what?
There is a theory out there in evolutionary psychology that the reason men going down on women has evolved as a sexual behavior of humans is because straight men are secretly cum detectors and are checking her to see if she's been unfaithful recently.
I mean, I'm a cum detective. I didn't think straight men were. I just thought it was because like when people are turned on, like everyone, like it's better I thought that was helpful for everyone in like trying to make a baby.
Sure.
I thought like if the more turned on you are, the more cum you will produce, the more like into it she is, the more receptive. I don't know.
The study found that men who are in long-term relationships with more attractive women are more interested in performing cunnilingus on them. Which that just seems like, how did this crazy cum detection, like a truffle finding pig, like did this? How did you arrive at that? Because if she's hotter, you want to go down on her more. Is that what I just heard? Like
maybe that the hotter she is, the more likely other men will be into her, and the more like so. The
authors argued that the more attractive women are more likely to be targeted by other men who might try to lure them away from the relationship, and they concluded that their results confirm their hypothesis that oral sex functions to detect infidelity.
This is one of those things where I feel like I don't think evolution plays a role in why I have oral sex. Like, I just don't think, like, I don't know, that just seems like such a weird reason for, like, I don't know.
Yeah. Counter study. It's fun.
It's fun. Focusing on her pleasure is like something that's helpful for both partners in a relationship. So, like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yep. The idea that cunnilingus, oral sex performed on a woman, could function to detect infidelity was proposed in a 2006 book. This was the first study to test it empirically, and they confirmed the hypothesis, or at least the results of this study lend credence to that hypothesis. But the idea is that oral sex allows men to detect the presence of another man's semen through smell or taste. And then the article notes that the study did not test whether men can actually detect semen in this way. Admittedly, a difficult thing for a research study to test. But the authors did not claim that men consciously perform oral sex because they think their partner has been unfaithful. Like, it's not like straight dudes are out there like looking for other dudes cum. That's not like consciously.
Dashed my dreams yet again. I'd be like, that's the exclusive reason I would perform oral sex on a woman. Wait, is there cum in here? No, you haven't been unfaithful? Fuck.
You have cum.
You have cum. I want the cum.
Find the cum.
Jesus Christ.
The author of this article also says, I'd like to point out that there is a common misconception often advanced by its critics that evolutionary psychology assumes that everything people do is somehow an evolutionary adaptation, and that evolutionary psychologists cannot or will not acknowledge that some behaviors are simply byproducts of other adaptations with no special function of their own. And it's quite possible that oral sex has no evolutionary function in itself. But yeah, I thought maybe you would like the idea that, like,
straight guy cum detector.
Yeah, exactly.
He puts his nose in her hole to smell out cum, but he's straight still. Straight guy cum detector.
Oh, man.
I'm a straight guy cum detector.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Wait, so can you tell if the cum came from a straight guy?
My ass can.
Is it like does it give you a printout? Is it
okay if this cum?
It makes me so uncomfortable.
Feels like it knows both quarterbacks of the Super
Bowl. Oh no.
Yeah, he wears bootcut jeans. I want to tell you some fun Urban Dictionary words.
Great.
Let's start easy. The best result for cum.
Which, by the way, in the Patreon segment,
what
we're going to go through 100 euphemisms for cum, and we're going to laugh about them.
I love it.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Help me like spice up my vocab
exactly.
So I don't keep shouting cum.
Well, there's 100 of them, so what I want you to do is print this out, put it by your bed, and roll a D100 like for Dungeons and Dragons.
It's like a wild magic search table where it's like, which cum can I get next?
And then you have to work that into a sentence on Grindr.
I love this idea. I'm kicked out of Grindr. It's fine.
Oh yeah, go back to Urban Dictionary.
Cum.
Don't get kicked off of Urban Dictionary. That's like so much of our content.
Boy, I think the work you would have to do to get kicked off of Urban Dictionary. Okay. The best definition of cum is the shit that comes out of your dick when you horny.
I mean,
love it.
Yeah.
Where's the lie? Cum dumpster.
Great.
A Do you know this word?
Cum dumpster?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just, don't give me that. You tell me the definition of like where the fucking word love came from back to like, and I know the word, what love means. So don't you judge me for defining this for you, Mike.
Cum dumpster. My ex-husband. Go ahead.
Oh man. I wanted to be the cum dumpster that's the epitome of cum.
I mean, it's a close second.
Oh, thanks. Second best cum dumpster is the worst. Like, oh man. A receptacle for you and the rest of your town to put your ejected semen in. Said receptacle is usually a slutty hoe.
Sure.
First of all, I was very turned on by reading so many of the definitions of this, which is my own issue that I have to personally deal with, and we don't need to talk much more about. But like Urban Dictionary is so heteronormative and very surprisingly sex negative, or it describes so many people as sluts and hoes and like this kind of language that's like,
it's violent
for a place that is defining lots of sexual words. Boy, this is like written by a straight dude. Okay. Cum pig. Mm-hmm. Person having a great desire to consume large amounts of ejaculate while displaying a hungry, frenzied, pig-like demeanor.
Great.
So I guess that's why it's pig.
How many pepperoni pizzas worth?
Question for another day. Cummies.
Cummies.
Have you heard anyone use the word cummies?
I think it was a Queerdle answer.
It was a Queerdle answer.
I don't know what it is, though.
It's not.
Enlighten me, Kyle.
It's not really. It's the definition of this, a word, again, heteronormative and also weirdly, a word girls use in a daddy relationship to make cum sound cute.
It makes it worse.
Your face.
It makes it worse.
You just tasted terrible cum is the face you're making.
Yes. Oh, God. My Little Pony cum.
It's like this. I've seen it. I've only seen it within the past year. So you're ongoing disgusted.
I hate it. I'm an emoji now.
Okay, we need to define that because I also don't know that you know what that means. I've seen it like within the past year or so, like people using the word cummies and like give me your cummies, like it's like kind of making it a little bit cutesy, but there's this like.
Because if anything needs to happen, it's the combination of baby talk and cum.
Baby talk and cum. A match made in heaven by the Catholics. The cummy. A close friend of...
That's what you get after you have an EGOT.
I've been trying to get my cummy. A close friend of Smoke Craculus, who gets jacked off on by Wankenstein's monster, originally called the Mummy. His name was changed because of the large amounts of sperm that were deposited on him by Wankenstein, thus becoming the Cummy.
Oh my God.
I had to put that in there when I found it.
Is Brendan Fraser in it?
Everyone loves Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
He's getting this kind of resurgence recently.
Doom Patrol is amazing.
I don't know what that is.
It's a show on HBO. It's superhero stuff.
More like Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
In Azalea Banks' most popular and one amazing song 2 and 2, she calls it Coom, which I can't get over. Like, is that? Have you ever heard anyone pronounce it like that?
No.
Azalea Banks. What you thinking? Cum catchers.
Is that like cum gutters? Like your Adonis belt? You're like these?
That's very helpful to our listening audience at home. There were many definitions. That is one. Cum gutters /
or your belly button.
Oh. The cum gutters are the V. If you have not, we've talked about this many times. Cum gutters are the hottest thing known to man since cum itself. What?
Okay.
What?
Agree to disagree.
What do you think is the hottest thing known to man?
The sun. I don't know.
Whose son?
Yeah.
And can I fuck his dad after?
Oh. I bet Mr. Jonas is very, very attractive.
Oh, I wonder. I saw there was something that was like this meme of like Tom Holland with his dad, and like and his dad, like, it's just like some famous actress or someone was walking by and his dad was like, they caught the one moment he looked at her and he was like, Mr. Holland checking out this person. And I was like, God, I want to get fucked by Tom Holland and his dad.
Yeah. The Expanse, the big bad.
That's what my dick does, getting fucked by Tom Holland and his dad.
That's a good name for your hole.
The Expanse. Do you want to cost The Expanse? Coming soon to your bet.
The big bad in The Expanse for the last 2 seasons has been this like very, very hot dude. And then they introduce his son, who is a very, very hot dude. It's uncomfortable.
Oh, God.
Like, it's uncomfortable.
We have an episode coming up later to talk. Okay, but another thing about other definitions of cum catchers.
Okay.
One, again, real shitty, slang for women.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Although that is kind of in our like vein, like gay people calling straight people breeders.
Yeah.
It seems like it, but obviously, like, yeah. Man, it's shitty too. I'll have to make it better. It's shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Cum gutters. The tattoo on your lower back.
Sure.
Fake eyelashes are cum gutter or cum catchers.
Cum catchers. Oh,
yeah,
God.
Just make sure they don't get in your eye.
Yeah. Oh my God. Cum in your hair is like kind of like hard to get out.
And what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Okay.
You just got to take a shower, but like trying to use a Kleenex is just not good.
Or just leave it in.
Yeah. Or leave it in.
Or the most gay affirming one of definition of cum catchers I found was a mustache or goatee. Oh,
great
for the obvious reason. Catches in your beard. Last one is cum drunk.
Sure. Yeah.
My favorite Adam Sandler film, Cum Drunk Love. Cum drunk, being in a state that is comparable to intoxication after having experienced an exceptional orgasm, usually results in stumbling around, disorientation, slurring of words and sentences, temporarily impaired vision, and a cramp in a foot or a leg.
And a desire to just destroy some Taco Bell.
Oh, I thought you were going to say whole. Okay.
Well, no, you destroy some whole and then you're hungry.
And then you want something to destroy your whole, but like through the opposite venue. Those are my cum-based Urban Dictionary words.
Okay. I'm very happy about that.
Are you?
Yes.
It's
quite the compilation.
I don't know how many times we said the word cum, and it's
we might have said the title of the episode more times than any other episode.
Probably it.
Come.
They're in Florida. They're introducing a "Don't Say Cum" bill just because of this episode.
Yeah.
Okay, I will leave us with.
Okay,
I had a debate with the straight friend group that I will tell you more about when we do our Gayest and Straightest, because that was the source of about what does cum taste like.
Yeah. Okay.
No. Sorry, that was not the debate. Was what does cum smell like? So. I just decided do a brand new thing we've never done before. We're going to take a break. We're going to pick up there for our Patreon segment and talk a little bit about that. And then we'll talk more about different words for cum.
Great. Perfect.
Okay.
So so we're going to take a break.
Yeah. Let's take a break. Cum break.
No, we are not coming in my house right now.
Come, Mike. Fucking come.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
So are we back?
We're back.
Oh, shit, I'll get you a towel.
I did not do my contractually obligated mention for our favorite fact sag, Doug and Koviak. Do you know that Jizz... I give it away. Jizz is the name of the music they play in Star Wars. Oh, you didn't know that? The genre of music is called Jizz.
What?
Canonically, the name of that type of music is Jizz.
That's weird.
Very weird. Doug said he thought that maybe he named it's jazz, but it's not. Maybe like before the word jizz was used that often. I don't know. Maybe he's just dirty bird.
Yeah, the 70s were weird, man.
But we're done. We're stopped jizzing and we're on to if you want to jizz at us.
We're going to do our Gayest and Straightest. But first, our website is gayishpodcast.com.
Our email is not what I say next. Our Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, at Gayish Podcast. Join our Facebook group or our Discord too.
Our hotline, you can send us text messages or leave us voicemails, is 5855-GAYISH. That's 585-542-9474. Standard rates apply, and it makes me very happy, the number of people that have texted in just to see if I was lying about being a person that responds.
I know. I don't. I thought you were going to say after this episode you can like sext or voicemail, but you know.
Oh, sext or voicemail.
I don't know what you want to put out there in the universe, but
send me dick pics.
Okay, that's what you said. And email us at gayishpodcast@gmail.com.
Our physical mailing address is Post Office Box 19882, Seattle, Washington 98109. A couple of programming notes. So we are locked and loaded and announced, and for sure it's happening. We are going to be at the Tree Fort Music Festival in Boise, Idaho on Saturday, March 26th, 2022. Our slot is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and it's my understanding that it's free. You can just go to, like, the podcasts are near the festival, but not inside the part that you would have to pay the big, expensive festival fee to get
you don't
into.
have to have a pass, and it's free. So if you're in the area, come on out.
Yeah, and we will be in Portland, Oregon on April 3rd. And on April 10th, another announcement, we will be at the Hula Hula here in Seattle. It's a karaoke bar up on Capitol Hill near the neighborhood, and we will be there. April.
That's my home. That's my neighborhood. That's where I live.
That's your karaoke bar.
My whole,
We've sang karaoke there before, and we're going to have to again. We're Sunday, April 10th at 2 p.m., and we'll go until 4 p.m. when they open again and become a karaoke bar. So, like, I guarantee it now. Kyle's going to sing.
I didn't say that. I don't stand by that statement as I'm presently hearing it. We're excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun doing those shows, and we're excited. We hope y'all come out.
Yeah. Support us. So Kyle will let me do more of these.
Yeah. That's a real thing. Yep. Gayest, Straightest?
Yeah, let's do our Gayest and Straightest.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay, do
it. Just said favorite fag sag, Doug Ankoviak, traveled with him, his lovely wife, other folks, and my straightest is there's a lot of straight activities. I played foot golf, which is golf with a soccer ball.
I thought maybe that was just you, like, having mouth problems earlier. No, that's
I got the foot golf.
Yeah. But you meant to say that.
Yep,
that's a thing.
You kick a soccer ball like you're on an actual golf course, and you're like kicking a soccer ball. They have a separate, bigger hole so you can get it in there.
Sure.
No, but the straightest thing was not that. It was that I bet on the Super Bowl and won.
Good work.
Yeah,
Boo.
yeah.
Where are you going to spend your winnings?
I made $20, so I might go get a double scoop at Molly Moon's.
Great.
I might buy half a ticket to a movie theater.
Great.
I'm topical. Take that, movie theater.
Sky's the limit.
So many options. I might get involved in cryptocurrency, or crypts. I might reserve a space in a crypt, in a low rent crypt. My gayest is that we went out to a Mexican restaurant, and there was a table of very clearly homosexual men nearby, and I kept wanting to be like, these really great people, a lot of fun. I wanted to be like, I wonder what they're doing. Where are they going? What are they up to? What are they talking about?
Hey, gays, I know what this looks like. I'm the gay one.
I'm gay. My fingernail. Did you see how painted they are? Not great, but don't look that. But like, I'm gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just there's a little bit of that gay in me when you look over and you're like, they're clearly homosexuals, and I wish I could walk up and be like, hello, fellow gays.
Do you think straight people notice when the gays notice each other? Because it happens. You make eye contact and you're like, oh, we both like dick.
I don't. I was probably being very obvious about like every now and then like looking over and checking them all out. So that maybe after that point, but I don't think they always know that we like kind of clock each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What about you?
What about me? So I apologize for this being sort of a local joke, but some small percentage of you will find this very funny. The straightest thing about me this week is I hung out in Ballard.
Yes. Yep.
It is where straight people go to be happy and hip.
100%. I like the only time I went to Ballard, I have not been in forever, is when we went out with my straight coworkers.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. They're very accepting straight people. Lovely straight people.
They love a good IPA and like weird arcade games placed in their dive bars. Like it's great, but
yep. And the gayest thing about me this week is my Tig Notaro Out Magazine special LGBTQ Star Trek Collector's Edition.
Oh, shit. Yeah, they were all on the covers and shit.
Yeah. And Anthony Rapp looks real weird in every photo. And but that's okay because Wilson Cruz is fucking magnificent in every photo. You don't know who Wilson Cruz is?
No.
Him.
Oh, I do know who he is.
He's fucking amazing in everything.
Oh, wow.
I want him to sit on my face.
Good for him.
But yeah. So my just pure joy at receiving the gayest Star Trek magazine that's ever existed is very, very happy.
Yeah.
Listeners, Gayest and Straightest this week comes to us from Facebook. I asked on Facebook.com/group/gayish podcast. Yes. You're such a pro. I asked for a Valentine's Day related, Valentine's themed Gayest and Straightest. And I like this one. Gayest. Valentine's date to the Dior exhibit at the Brooklyn Museum.
Wow.
Straightest. Reservation fell through and ended up eating at Olive Garden for dinner.
Yes!
That's from Adam Sherwin on our Facebook group.
That's so fucking funny because I would like just what you're.
Straight people love Olive Garden.
As does Kyle. What the fuck is wrong? Like, are we that pretentious that we can't acknowledge that? Like, give me a fucking bowl of pasta, never-ending garlic breadsticks. Like, what?
Yeah, Olive Garden and Cheesecake Factory. Those are the straightest choices for restaurants.
Red Robin.
Red Robin's up there.
Yeah,
yes,
that to me is in this. Like, I just think if we
Buffalo Wild Wings.
What's it called? Crab nuggets with the buttered biscuit. I don't forget what it's called. Red Lobster. Lobster.
Yep.
There's just some these are delicious places, and we need to admit to ourselves that these are delicious, and that's okay. Gays. If there's one thing to take away from this episode about cum, being too much into, I don't know. Well, I would like to thank
you to cum producers everywhere.
Thank you to all the men that I can't keep saying the word cum. I'm for once in my life I'm cummed out. Cum. I would like to thank the following cum dumpsters. I don't know. They dump cum money into our wallets.
What Patreon tier is coming on you? Or do you pay them?
Right. Yeah, we go to the... Sorry, okay, let's get through... Okay. Super Cat Bridgers. I would like to thank Josh Copeland, Force Nail, Patrick Martin, Anonymous, James Barrow, Explosive Lasagna, Christopher Frail, Jamie Pugh, Kevin Henderson, Tipsy McStumbles, Donald Linsky, Thomas B, Dusty Sands, A.E. Coleman, Chris Cacciatorian, Jerome York, and Cian and Hobby. Thank you all for supporting us in spite of what you've heard today. Yes, we appreciate you.
Thanks for coming. This has been Gayish from the Chris Cacciatorian Studios. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz. Until next week, be butch, be fabulous, be you.
See you
Come on
week.
Me.
Seaman next week.